See, Lagos weddings can cost from 2 million to 5 million naira or even 10 million naira. But does more money equal more glam? Let's break it down with real Naija price and real life scenarios. Hey guys, it's your girl Ma. Welcome back to another exciting episode of the Event Lounge. Today, we are shedding light on what luxury really costs in Nigeria and how budget weddings can still sparkle. So, whether you're planning a big budget blowout or a sweet intimate one, this episode is for you. So, I did a lot of findings on luxury venue because I wanted to share this with you guys, and I discovered that for a 300-500 guests venue capacity, right, you pay between 1.5 to 2.5 million naira on the mainland. But on the island, you'll be paying between 5 million to 10 million naira. Photography and videography each would range from 300k to 5 million, depending on the vendor that you decided to contact. That is if you want luxury. Yes. Top makeup artist to charge 1 million naira. Let's just say a white wedding that want to ring all these bells. Now you're going to pay 5 million naira on an average. Let's just pick all these things. 5 million naira for, let's say, a venue. You pay 1.5 million naira to a caterer. You pay photography and videography, let's say 1.5 each. That is like 3 million. You pay for have we put halls? Yes, we put all these ones. We've not even added drinks. We've not added event planner's fee. We've not, let's just say, give or take, everything be ranging to like 12 million naira plus. And I'm like, Jesus, wedding in Lagos, Nigeria is not cheap at all, because you've not even paid DJ, you've not paid MC, and you've not paid bouncers, you've not paid for ushering and the ushers. Some event planner want to include ushers fee inside their, package, but you've not paid for all those things. And then I know that they call content creators again. It's crazy, man. Like, to plan a wedding in Lagos, Nigeria, it's not easy. Wait, do you know you can still, plan your wedding without spending too much? You can work on your budget. Yes, and that's because articles have shown that average Nigerian weddings cost between 3 million to 5 million naira. Some even 500k, but I'm not sure 500k, please. I'm not sure about that, but between 3 million, 5 million. Okay, let's just pick 3 million naira, right? Imagine if you get a hall of, let's say, 300,000 naira hall. I don't know if there is any hall that maybe a guest size of 100 people, 100 capacity can cost 300,000. Because I know, I don't want to mention it, but I know there was a time I visited like one hall like that on the mainland. They charge 300,000 naira for 100 capacity. So 300,000 naira. Then we cannot have like, your gown for 300k or 350. They rent all these gowns, all these bridal gowns. So then you can sew something. If you can sew something very minimal and pay gradually to your designer, that's fine. But if you want to do all these normal bridal rentals, you could see something of 300, 350. I think so. I'm hoping that you'd see. Then we can do food. You can have a budget of 500,000 naira for food. Do you get? Maybe with drinks inclusive. I'm not talking about wine. I'm just talking about just normal drinks. Maybe you can have that budget. But if it cannot cater, maybe food can just be 500. Drinks can be like 150. For decoration, you can pay your decorator 200,000 naira. I mean, it's just 100 capacity. They will just do one or two things. You don't need a lot. You don't need all of those centerpieces, all those charger plates. You don't need, I'm not a decorator, but I have a friend. So I have a friend that's a decorator, so I know all of these things. You don't need all those dirty things. Just use your napkin, wrap the tables. I mean, we are just trying to fit into your budget. If you can get any family friend that can do MC for you, you know that you don't have to pay for that one. Then for DJ, I'm not sure a lot of people have family friends that are DJ, but if you have, you can. That's the good one on your part. But if you don't have, then you have to pay DJ. Maybe you get 100,000 and beg the person to take between 100 and 150. I don't know how much they charge, but maybe 100,000 naira is enough. Then you cannot cater for other things. If you split all these things bit by bit, you'll be able to plan a wedding of 3 million naira. If you don't have money, or you're trying to work on a budget, not necessarily that you don't have money, but you're trying to work on a budget, please reduce your guest size, because that's where the issue starts. No hall will allow you use 100 guest capacity sized hall for 200 guests. They will not accept that. Like, it's not possible. They will know that you want to do alaroro. So just reduce your guest size and explain to your people, because I just feel like weddings are, a lot of couples don't enjoy their weddings. They are just doing it for friends, they're just doing it for family, right? So if you know you don't have anybody to support you and you have a budget that you're working with, please reduce your guest size. The rest should join Zoom. Thank you. Okay, guys. So let's do some smart money spending. Trust me, I want to run you through this breakdown because I feel like there's no point coming here to tell you all of these things if I don't give you the best way to go about your wedding preparation. And this is for 2025, 2026 brides. So if you're watching this and you know you're planning your wedding, you don't want to make use of any planner, you want to do it yourself, these are the things that you need to know. Number one thing is venue. Your venue should cost between, if you feel like you want something of luxury, right? 1.5 to 5 million naira. I do not see a reason why you should do above that. I mean, luxury is good, right? But you should be able to afford 1.5 good venue, like luxury venue on the mainland. You should be able to afford that. So have your budget for venue plan between 1.5 to 5 million naira. It should not exceed 5 million naira, because I know there is this very nice location I saw on the island, and it was 5 million naira, but you will not get chairs and all those things, so you have to pay for those ones, which is fine, because if you look at the space you would even love it, not to talk of so I feel like 1.5 to 5 million naira is good for a luxury wedding. Then for catering, catering should cost from 3k to 5k per plate. I do not see any reason why you should be paying more, maybe 10,000 naira per plate or 8,000 naira per plate. You should be able to pay 3,000 naira to 5,000 naira per plate. The real gist is that most times the portions are not really a lot, right? And it is your day. You wouldn't be going up and down asking people, let me see what they shared for you, or asking your family members to pay attention. I mean, those guys are even bringing their own people to make sure that they eat before they even think about portions. So pay between 3k to 5k, it is fine. Then for your guests, I know the last time I said if you want a very, very minimal, wedding, that you have a budget for, let's say 3 million, you should get like 100 guest size. But if you know that you want a luxury wedding that you can pay for, you can go for 500 guests, because I know a lot of people would say, are you telling me to get 100 guests? What about my church members? What about my work colleagues? What about my brother's friend? What about my sister's friend? Do you know how many we are in our family? My mom said she belongs to this association. My dad belongs to this. Okay, 500 guests at least. If you are working with 500 guests, you should be able to cater between 1.5 to 2 million naira for that. And for photography and videography, each you should be able to pay between 300k and 1.5 million naira. The reason why I'm saying this is there are some content creators that are already doing the work of videographers. I said this in my previous video, that content creators are now like the new videographers in town. So if you can pay them 500,000, 300,000, they will still do a good job for you. A lot of people like this movie like documentary. There are content creators that are doing that. In fact, these guys now go as far as renting cameras. Do you get? Some of them even own the camera, so it's like an extra charge. If they're not using their mobile, you pay for the extra charge. So they have it in different categories. I'm saying this because I'm a content creator, and this is what we do basically. If you're using a mobile phone, the cost will be different from using like a digital cam. So if you know you want your budget to be between that 300k and 1.5, I know photo people don't joke with their wedding pictures because it will carry pre-wedding and all those package. So let's say 1.5 million naira or 1 million naira, 1.2. You can even split that 1.5, maybe give a content creator that would charge between 300 to 500,000 naira, and look for a photographer that will charge between 1 million naira and 1.2 million naira. So if your content creator is taking 300,000, photographer can take 1.2. If your content creator is taking 500,000 naira, then your photographer should be taking 1 million naira. Just have a budget that you are sticking with and do not exceed it, because trust me, you will regret spending a lot of money. Then for makeup, right? I feel like makeup should cost, I know makeup costs between 50K to 1 million naira. So a lot of people would say it's not about the brand, but it's a lie. They are after the brand. And trust me, even all these guys that don't, because I've seen a lot of makeup vendors that will tell you that I have my clients already. I'm tired of going to Instagram, and Instagram will be giving me little views, even with my followers. Even if we know some of them bought their followers, but I mean, if you're running ads on your content, you will not even have to worry about what Instagram is doing, because you want to make money off that content. So I don't see a reason why you shouldn't run ad on your content. If Instagram is not pushing it, you should pay money for them to push it for you. It's as simple as that. But I know that there are some vendors that don't even post a lot on their Instagram, and makeup artists, and they are very good. But a lot of us want to work with brands. Choose between a brand at least 1 million naira. Don't pay any makeup artist over 1 million naira. Why would you be paying 10 million naira, 5 million naira for a makeup that you will remove that very day? Please. Till now, I cannot even understand why people do that. I know a lot of people, if there is money, they like doing things, that's fine. But I'm just saying, it does not make any sense. If you can take that part out, please, by all means, take it out. I hope I've been able to try. The other ones like DJ, we've already talked about improvising. If you have family members, if you have friends that can do it, they can do it. If you have MC and the rest, right? But these are like the main core of planning a wedding. If you follow this, what I've said so far, if you follow it, trust me, you will not spend a lot. I know we didn't put drinks inside here, but I'm sure that caterers, they don't, you have to have like a drink vendor. And I know the groom like handling that part. So ladies, you can push that onto your husband and focus on this one. They lie, you plan everything together so that you be on budget. Because men, they can like to spend money on things that are not making sense sometimes. So I guess the whole thing I was trying to achieve with, telling you all that I've written down here is that you avoid overspending and prioritize what's important. There is no need. These are like the most important part of planning a wedding, right? So if you can follow suit with what I've said so far, trust me, you'll be on budget. So let's play a game that I call your 2 million naira dream plan, right? And it's very simple. So you have a budget of 2 million naira, and then you have a lot of things listed that you should pick one out of it to include with what you already have going on. Like, I'm going to mention these things. You have to choose one out of it to add to what you already have going on. Plan that within that your 2 million naira. Which one will you be choosing? Will you choose an outdoor venue for 200 guests, or local flowers plus do it yourself deco, like DIY deco? Or would you choose a 500K videographer, or 300K reception food? I already know what I will pick to add to my existing 2 million naira budget. But let me hear your thoughts in the comments. So guys, we've come to the end of this video. I'm sure you enjoyed it as much as I did. But if you do, you know what to do. Give us a thumbs up, subscribe to this channel. Please, if you haven't, subscribe. Follow us on other social media platforms. Leave your sweet thoughts in the comment section, because I'm coming to check it out. Share this video, and I will see you in my next video. Until next time. Bye.